Good morning, good afternoon, good time, whatever time it is. I don't know where it is where you are, but it is time here for a high five. And we don't just do high fives just to, just fill time. We do high fives to bring the power, to bring the edge, to bring the best men in payments. And I'm willing to think that there may be some need to do a pinup calendar for 2023, starting with Mr. Brian Linke in the center. Brian, should you be on a pinup calendar of the best men in payments?
Nate, it's funny you should ask me that because I've already been on one in my lifetime.
Ooh, I just guess it wasn't payments. Well, there's a story there.
It wasn't payments. It wasn't payments.
All right. Hey, Danny.
So this would be my second go round.
All right. Well, Danny, the question is, would the best looking men in payments with Brian Linke and you on the cover, would that sell in Glenwood Springs, Colorado?
The answer to that is no. But I'm a heck of a salesman, so I think we'd get our money back on the production costs for something like that. But we're not getting very far. I've always said I've got a face for radio, and I'm getting more comfortable with being on the camera. Nate, you forced me into this. Brian's just a natural, so I got to give it to him. But it's not something that I think would go very far.
I know, Dan, have some confidence in yourself, will you?
Oh, well, we understand how the confidence comes because we look back into that corner right behind Brian Linke and we see where his confidence comes from, as it's the Maker's Mark and Tito's sitting back there in the corner in Warsaw, Indiana.
Those were birthday presents, Nathan, I just never took home.
Well, we got it. Though it looks like I will say, I'm impressed that it doesn't look like the Maker's seal has been broken there. It looks like it's still original.
I haven't opened it yet, but you know what? Tomorrow's Friday, right? And
anything could happen.
It could. All right, let's get to today's topic. When I get to spend time with these guys in person or even just like sitting down, I hear it every time. Hey, Danny. Hey, Brian. Can we? That's the discussion. And it happens to all of our partners trying to figure out, hey, can we do something? And so we're going to answer some of those main questions that we get a lot of times. And today we're going to start out with the first question here. And it's something we've been talking about. It's been in our signature of our things for a while, and as a lot of our products do. Can we connect to QuickBooks? Danny Shard, what's the answer? Can we connect to QuickBooks?
Yeah, multiple different ways. One of the most popular ways is ChargeZoom. Nate, you should really be answering that question because you know that partnership even better than most of us. But ChargeZoom's been proven to be an amazing partner for us and for these merchants that kind of live in that QuickBooks world. And what's unique about it is a lot of you as salespeople out there have really, without knowing you're doing it, have kind of avoided those types of businesses, right? More so because they're tougher to get to. They're not, out on the main streets. Most of them are not. They're, you're not talking your brick and mortar retail restaurant merchant that's kind of using and living in a QuickBooks type of scenario. So these are merchants that aren't hit very often and you're not coming across them very often. But when you are trying to find a solution for them, historically has proven to be really difficult. And ChargeZoom's been our answer for that. Works great.
Let me tell you something. I'm glad we're talking about this because, there was a day where we couldn't have said yes to that.
Correct.
So whoever's listening and whoever, there are a lot of things that are, it's an ever evolving industry, right? So like there are a lot of things that we used to be able to, had to have said no to that now we're able to say, yes, here we can do, we can't do it with every gateway, but we can do it with obviously ChargeZoom.
Yeah. And there's a difference in the QuickBooks world of being able to live in QuickBooks and get your payments through, because there's an invoicing product and there's Intuit payments that can come directly to QuickBooks. And then there's just a general, hey, can I export my transaction level so I don't have to do a two-step process, whether you can do that through Payments Hub. So there's multiple ways to do QuickBooks. It's not just ChargeZoom, but some people, when they're asking that question, they just simply want to, hey, I want to make a one-button export, be able to put that correctly in QuickBooks. We have lots of products to do that. And then we want to actually accept payments through the invoicing product through QuickBooks. We really only have one product that does that, which is ChargeZoom, but we also then have several gateways, things like PayTrace and things that have lots of things that will actually make you be able to connect to QuickBooks, make that one-button transfer over and things so the accountants can do it. But we have a lot of people in the B2B world that live by the invoice, the net 30, the net 15, the net 60, and they want to be able to accept payments. They've been getting killed by Intuit payments. Now you can make sure that they're directly through you. You're going to save the money. You're going to get the level 2 and level 3. Look at all our charge zoom stuff. But the great thing about it is, can we connect to QuickBooks? Absolutely yes. So number 2, we're only doing 3 today. Can we connect with delivery services? This has been a tricky one over the last couple of years. And I'm intrigued to hear what Brian would answer this, because it's actually, this is one we're not fully 100% answered on, but we have some new products on here.
I'm not fully 100% sure what the answer is.
Yep. Well, the answer is go to POS Pros, as you would say, and make sure. But we have two products.
I always say POSlead.com. Okay, let's not call POS Pros.
Yes.
POSlead.com.
Yes, that is perfect. And we do have 2 products that are really good right now that are working in these delivery services. And these delivery services, no matter where you are, Danny, I haven't asked you this question in a while. Is Uber Eats and DoorDash in the delivery services in the Glenwood Springs area yet? Or are you guys still just not quite there yet?
They are. DoorDash for sure. Uber Eats, no. There's another one too that we've got.
Grubhub or Postmates. There's so many of them. Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's a few different ones. And yeah, they are. Most of them are just for fast food, so we don't use them. But yeah, they're out here. But that's the thing. I mean, a lot of these types of delivery services are getting into the smaller towns. So if you're a partner that's not in a big metropolitan area and selling these types of products, I guess, or these types of features has not been something that you've ever focused on, you should really start leading in with that, right? That's a differentiator, and you're going to start seeing more of these getting into these smaller areas because they're able to. And obviously a lot of our point of sale systems and the vendor partners that we work with can connect with these, and the POS Pros team can help you. But if you're not selling with it, something to look into going into 2023, because they're out there and you could be one of the first in your area doing it if there's nobody doing it already.
I know the taco truck out here by where our grocery store is, they're doing Uber Eats.
Yeah, it is becoming ubiquitous, and in metropolitan areas like it's Indianapolis, which is just kind of mid-sized metropolitan. You walk into some of these places, and it's the wall of tablets, and they've decided 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of these services that they're using, and they're then having to re-entry it into their point of sale service, and it's a needed need that you can actually meet. And for a minimal amount of expense, you can save them so much time and energy and actually streamline what they're doing and get into that conversation to really help their needs. And it's a really easy thing to spot when you walk in, because you're going to look back behind the POS system or where their main payment section is. You're going to see all these little tablets that are lined up trying to get the orders and having to respond to the alerts. And what a pain it's become. And there are now systems that we have that can integrate all these into one printer right to the kitchen printer, some of them kitchen display, all those things. And go to POSlead.com and talk to the POS Pros, because they will help you be able to sell that. And we have 2 systems I know that are doing that, and even more that are integrating, and they'll help you find the right spot. Last one. Hey, Brian. Hey, Danny. I just listened to Office Hours, and I have over half my group that they're not doing Edge. Could I switch them and change my merchants to Edge if they're on Interchange Plus?
Absolutely.
And Danny, what would the process look like when we do that?
I want to scream it from the rooftops. Yes. It's, we actually make it pretty easy to do it. For those of merchants that are already using Pay Anywhere solutions, they simply go into their Pay Anywhere app, open the cash discount settings, enable cash discount, and it sends a notification to our backend pricing team to update their pricing and add the feature so they agree to the terms and conditions. They do all of that right through their application. And it takes them having to sign a special price request. It takes all that away. So if they're using Pay Anywhere, which a lot of these are, they can easily convert to just by updating the settings in their Pay Anywhere app. For any other merchant using just a regular terminal or a point of sale system, we've got a 1-page form that they've got to sign to update their pricing, get them on flat rate, with the cash discount pricing on there. And then depending on the solution they're using, they may have to do an update, right? If they're using a regular terminal like a Desk 3500 or a Deja Vu or a Move 5000 or something like that, then we'll just need to do a quick download on the terminal. If they're using a POS system, POS Pros or the POS vendor directly can help get that added and updated in the system. It's a little bit more complex whenever you're looking at the POS system, because most of our POS providers do true dual pricing, right? So they'll update the percentage to on the item level, right? So now each item is going to have a different price. So some updates that they'll have to do to help you do it, but a lot of them have it pretty turnkey and ready to go. So we try to make it as easy as possible because it's good for us, it's good for the merchants, good for everybody. But pay anywhere is obviously the easiest because they can just toggle it on.
Well, the other thing, Dan, too, is I think you left. I don't know if maybe you said it but I wasn't listening. But um, the pricing sheet. I mean, partners at payprotect.com. I don't think people use it nearly as much as they should. So that pricing sheet could go right to partners at PayProtect, and they could basically, just do it for you, and then they would let you know when the download is ready to do.
No, that's a good point. And I mean, you email partners at payprotect.com. The amazing thing is the team behind that gets to your response. You're going to get an automated response saying, hey, we're going to get back to you in, I think it says 24 hours or something. It's never 24 hours. And sometimes you do it at 2 a.m. and one of those team members jumps in there when they shouldn't and go and help you out. And it's a great way to get that process started, or reach out to your relationship manager or someone on the partner support team. Anyway, hey, we're here to help you jump back into Edge and help your merchants, because we're seeing a huge percentage, because you're helping the merchants, you're helping yourselves of new business. There's a lot of old business out there, and someone is talking to them. Someone's walking in and saying they need to know that you have the option to be able to do Edge pricing, the dual pricing, and the cash discount models, because that's important. And as you don't tell them, someone else will. What are you saying, Brian?
Well, you know what else? If you've got your merchant on interchange plus pricing, you've got access to their statements. You can have our sales team at payprotect.com do an analysis for you. Walk into your merchant that you've already sold, that already knows you, hand them the piece of paper and say, hey, I just want to let you know we've got this new program out. Take a look at this. This is what it looks like. And I've actually done that to two of my merchants here just recently, and switch them over to cash discount.
Oh, and here's a hot tip. Go in, download all your merchants, just like we taught you through office hours, which you can go watch that episode with Coach Mike and Coach Jenny. But you can also then sort by those who are not on Edge, say false on Edge, and then sort by those who have the last 90 days highest volumes, and start working backwards through there. And let's see what you can do with your current portfolio of 50, 100, couple hundred merchants that aren't on Edge, and start walking through and help our sales team help you. I love that, Brian. That's a great idea. Let's go ahead and put a whole new analysis together and make sure you know that they can do that. Danny, you also, that's a good idea, right?
It's huge, yeah. And you can build those analysis automatically in My PayProtect, right?
So you can, right?
Yep. So Josh, Nate, you guys all built this awesome tool. Paul all built this awesome tool available in My PayProtect, allowing our partners just to take a few pieces of information from that statement and automatically spit out a cash discount Edge analysis. So if you've got these merchants, and I love that you guys brought that up, that's a new feature in Payments Hub, where you've got a checkbox now next to each account that shows right there on the surface in the Merchants tab that shows you if these accounts are, or if these, if they are set up with Edge. So you know which ones to target, right? So you can sort by volume to get the biggest ones at the top, and then you can look and see which ones are Edge and which ones are not, and target those so you can really go after them and easily get them updated to the Edge program. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Actually go in there, doing that automatic analysis like Brian's saying, and walking into the merchant and actually presenting it, showing them the numbers that they're going to save. The concept doesn't always stick with people, especially as they're in the middle of their day, as you're reaching out to them to check in, see how things are going, and you start talking about this concept. If they've got a million things going on like most business owners do, it's probably not going to stick with them. But when you go in, stop by to see them, or you can send them something like that, and you put that in front of them and they actually see the dollar signs that they're going to save, the eyes light up and they're going to jump all over it. So I love that idea, Brian. We're going to,
So Dan, did you just say I had a good idea? Did you actually give me credit?
I say it often. I don't know.
No, I don't think you do. But anyway,
but like you said, you never listen. So
well, no. But the beauty of doing this is going back. You don't have to go sell anything. You've already sold the account, right? So you're just walking back into the restaurant that's already processing with PayProtect. They're just on interchange plus pricing, and you're handing them the analysis. Say, hey, I just want to just leave this with you. We've got this new thing. I just wanted you to take a look at it. If you want to discuss it, we can sit down and do that. And again, I just think I just think you have to do it, right? Don't you have to? You've already sold the account. Why not try to enhance it?
And right now is such a good time to do it. Going into the holidays, most businesses that we work with are picking up. They see their fees go up this time of year as well if they're not doing this program. So they're looking for ways to cut costs. And this is a perfect way to do it with inflation going up and everything getting into the holiday season. People are going to be more open to implementing programs like this if they're not doing it already. So now's the time to go after these as you're doing your day-to-day activities, signing new merchant accounts. So go after them, go get them.
We love it. The best day to actually present this new information to your current merchants was yesterday. The second best day is today. And so go ahead and start doing that. And on top of that, as they start feeling that hurt, and let's say, you notice that they have spikes. So one of the things is nurturing and watching what they're on, and they suddenly, in their interchange plus, whatever their pricing is, and they have a spike of sales. That's a great time to walk in and say, look, you just sold an extra 30,000 last month because you're growing your business. Look how much more you're paying in fees. Let's talk about how we can actually bring that down and actually help you make sure that you are, making the most money and impacting very little to what your customers are paying, because they're going to have to raise their prices on some of their products, but maybe not quite as much if you can help them understand that they can have a different price for cash and debit. All right. Next week, we'll talk more about, hey, Danny, hey, Brian, actually in 2 weeks, because we're going to take next week off. But we'll talk a little more about, hey, Danny, Brian, but as we close out, gentlemen, as we close our day, Brian Linke, what do you say to our partners of October 20th? And it's time to get going for the last 11 days of October.
We've got 7 business days left, and there's only 2 more months left in the year. And if you're going to do it, now's the time.
Let's go, Brian. Danny Shard, what say you?
Yep, I'm with you guys every step of the way. We've only got a little bit of time left in October, and then we're already into the holiday season. So get after it as much as you can.
All right. On behalf of Brian, Danny, our High Five team, the team here at PaperTech, we say high five, everybody. Thank you so much for being with you. We'll see you next time on the High Five. Have a great one.